Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TFTV for our third week of the ETF2L Season 42 coverage. We got NOOBPANZER, we got Witness Gaming, we got JMax on production, we got eepily on microphone, and me on microphone too. How are you doing, eepily?
I'm doing okay. Busy old day, but looking forward to what I'm hoping is going to be some interesting TF2. Don't wanna spoil massively, but I mean, I guess huge spoilers. New Panzer had a pretty sick little upset last week against TF2 Easy, or at least I would describe it as an upset. Taking away Gullywash and then kind of getting slayed a bit on Viaduct. And considering TF2 Easy's people are thinking top 2, top 3 kind of team, and this is the top 1 team they're currently against. I'm kind of excited for a little bit of New Panzer magic, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. NOOBPANZER, I'd definitely say it was an upset, considering TF2 Easy have been the team to beat for pretty much the last half a year of TF2. But
Yeah.
NOOBPANZER did manage to upset them on the 5CP. Looked a little bit more hopeless, I'd say, on Koth. We'll see if they've ironed out those kinks for this week's product, and maybe they can topple another big dog in the form of Witness Gaming here.
True. It'd be good to see, but some of the people here, they're not going to really be clued in terms of what's going on. They're not going to know all the teams, all the players, everything like that. How about, before we get into the nitty gritty things, just while we're waiting on the teams to join the server, what if we do ourselves a good old classic roster rundown? I know you love those.
Why not? I'll take us through NOOBPANZER quickly. We've got Garbage, aka Joe, aka 7611, whatever his Steam ID is that he uses.
God, I was going to be so impressed if you had just nailed
I
that.
know, I was considering learning it just for that joke. But anyway, we got Garbage on demo, his main class. Ampty and Rons on the soldiers. Vanny on the medic. And we've got Yeehaw and Hempus on the scouts. I believe this is going to be Hempus's last week of playing for this team. They're going to be bringing in Pandemic, and that's going to be the roster they go ahead with for LAN. So Hempus has just been filling while Pandemic is away. And next week we're going to be seeing this team's full roster and what they can do. But Hemp is obviously by no means any worse than Pandemic. This guy is a beast in his own right, and will definitely be helping them to try and grab some points.
Yeah, I'm impressed to hear that Pandemic's going to LAN. That's kind of crazy. Fair enough. Yeah, so that is our boys New Panzer, and we do have on the other side the pretty fantastic and talented, known players, all that kind of stuff. On the side of Witness, we have ourselves Mula Medic Domo on demo, previously known for quite a significant run on the meta class himself. Obviously, started off in Prem on, what was it? What were they called? 4 out of 6, 5 out of 6, whatever they're called.
3 out of 6, I believe.
3 out of 6. Damn, close enough. Yeah, Domo very much started his time in Prem on demo, so definitely no sloucher there. We have Pappy and Salentes on Soldier. Obviously, Pappy, very, very well known for playing with this kind of roster, and Salentes, a recent move over from the side of actually TF2 Easy. Then rounding out the roster, we have ourselves Ixie and Tomas on Scouts, which are just two straight up just terrifying players, especially starting off on Viaduct as well. You see those two in the server and you just know you're not gonna have a good day.
Yeah, I mean, Scouts are so horrible to be playing against when they can hit every shot. And I mean, Toe is one of those people who will not make any other class on the server fun to play. You see him just run in through 8 stickies. The demo misses the det and he just gets 3 kills for it. It's insane what this guy does when he sees an opportunity. And obviously Syl is a big talking point as well. Pretty much the MVP of the last season for TF2 Easy moves over onto their rivals, Witness Gaming. And he's been making it work so far, of course. We've got his stats up here. First place at I-65. He's technically the reigning LAN champ, seeing as we haven't had one in so long. Second place at the 2 prior I-series as well, I-61 and I-58. And look at all those stats. Ranked 4th in kills, damage, and KD ratio.
Yeah, and just want to clarify, I've been dutifully informed that these numbers, like, they're not, the 16 soldiers in Prem this season. This is like fourth out of like a database of like basically 100 different soldiers from across the last however many seasons.
Wow.
Celentes is like, yeah, I don't think many people would argue that he's anything but an absolute world class player. So definitely huge move over onto the side of Witness, and like I said, he is definitely taking every opportunity so far to show it off.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about the maps today. We're starting here on King of the Hill Viaduct Product. Do you think either of these teams has a Koth buff or Koth nerf? You see many teams who like don't quite get this game mode as much as they do the control points.
Honestly, if I was going to give a buff to either team, like if I was to make a suggestion, I would think Witness, just because like their core, which I'm considering to be like Pappy and Tomas and Domo, more than anything, like it's just because they've played with each other so much, like they know each other's playstyles so much, and a lot of these Koth maps is just like not doing dumb stuff, like playing really smart fundamental TF2. Obviously, they have crazy DM, but they also know how each other's going to be playing without necessarily having to call it, which I think can be just really, really useful. Like, random little feed bits is what loses you cap time on this map. And I just feel like Witness are going to be, very disciplined. That's just me the way they do things.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. And even with the non-core players, as you mentioned, Ixie has been in the game since I was born. Sil, obviously, been at the very, very top since like 2014. These people, even if they've not been a part of the Witness system, they know roughly what it is they're doing on Viaduct. You've got people on the other side like Joe and Rons, who are by no means newbies to Prem anymore, but they just don't have that long-term experience, and this team hasn't been together as long. Product is usually the map that it takes teams a little longer to really figure out as a team, just considering it is a different game mode to everything else in the pool. So I would definitely expect Witness to be coming away with this first one at the least.
Yeah, I think that's very, very fair. I kind of, I don't know, like whenever I look at the NOOBPANZER roster, I always see huge potential for individual plays. Like, not just necessarily, say they're particularly bad team at playing as a team, but I feel like, if they're going to make things happen, it's surely got to come off the back of individual stuff. Like we've seen, seasons and seasons, like Yeehawk can take over games. He has huge opponents to be going against in this game, but at the same time, sometimes he just kind of makes it look really easy. And I really feel like if they're going to stand a chance on this, you're going to need huge stuff from Yeehawk, and you're going to need huge stuff from Joe as well. Like, again, for those who didn't see the game versus TF2 Easy, Joe was playing some exceptional TF2 on Gully, the map that they won. He was absolutely dominating and playing such a, I don't know, such a correct demo, right? Like, he was doing all of the jobs that he needed to, holding all of the choke points, not getting distracted by the dumb stuff, literally just like playing his role to a T. So I kind of have like a little bit of an idea that maybe he'll be able to make some kind of difference here.
Yeah, and as you say, in a team that kind of relies on individual players popping off and a map that relies so much on scouts, having Yeehor and Hemp as your scout duo is going to be so nice. These guys can just pop off at any given time, do some crazy stuff. Maybe they'll be able to pull something out of the bag here on Product and upset Witness on the first map. We've seen Yeehor do it many a time.
And I'd love to see it a couple more times. Obviously, the second, Viaduct or any Koth map gets thrown into the mix, there's always that question of, are we going to see some weird off-classing? Now, I'm looking at both these rosters, and I'm not thinking necessarily either team is going to be really firmly wanting to rely upon it. I don't think they have been in scrims either. But is there anything that I don't, Bum?
There is absolutely nothing I know that you don't, eepily. You know you're one of the smartest people on this planet, and
Jesus.
I get that you're trying to flatter me with asking that question, but really all you've done is embarrass me.
Amazing, brilliant. Thank you, thank you, Bum. Very, very correct points as always. I think like there's this whole kind of debate within cost within TF2 of what is the most theoretically correct way of playing it. Is it always with 2 scouts and 2 soldiers? At what point, like to what degree does a sniper have to be hitting like every shot to make it worth it? Based on these 2 teams, I don't think we're going to be seeing a great deal. I think maybe the extent to which we'll see something weird is if stuff goes a little bit shaky for one team. I think there's a possibility of seeing a bit of a crits for a while, but even that, like, I think crits is it's always risky. You have such tiny timing windows to play with.
Yeah, the amount of sniper shots you need to hit to make it worth it is somewhere like between AZN and like a guy who's ping abusing on a NA pug, or like that's like where you need to be to get sniper frags in product. I don't think either of these teams are going to run sniper at all. They are just so comfortable with the starting 6, and it's just sniper's really been and gone in the meta of this map. Really, you do need someone to just be incredibly overpowered on sniper to make it worth it. Most teams know how to play around it unless they are hitting literally every shot. So there might be a tilt sniper if like teams are just getting completely locked out, 3 minutes no cap sort of thing. But other than that, I don't think we'll see a sniper. Crits maybe, it's a bit more understandable if you're really against the time and you need an Uber quickly. That might come out into play once or twice. But in terms of classes, I think we're going to be seeing standard all-round, pyro to break a forward hold, no snipers.
Fair play. All right, Bum. We're going to be going live in just a couple seconds. Give me a prediction. Tell me that anyone other than Witness is going to win.
I will not tell you that. I'm going to tell you that Witness is going to win 3-0 on this first map. It's my bold prediction.
Damn. I will say, Witness did roll the Frenchies top 5 in their warm-up. A 9-minute 25-0 on Snake. And then I believe a 17-minute 3-0 on Viaduct. So they've had their ready break today. So yeah, I'm going to be going Witness as well. Here we go, boys. This is our week 3 game here for season 42. This is NOOBPANZER versus Witness Gaming. And we are starting here on Viaduct. We're seeing a team just making their way to mid. You can see soldiers already jumping all the way in. Selenter's going in the background trying to draw just a couple eyes. We do see Pappy all the way in, getting huge rockets, taking 0 damage. Actually managed to take down Vanny, but managed to get traded out every which way. 3 versus 3. Not fantastic health on either team. It's going to come all down to the scouts right now. Ixie and Thomas are still alive, not with a great deal of health. Thomas has taken a lot of position by himself, moving all the way towards point. A little bit of a 1 versus 2 right now. Does get a scout buddy, but Spawner's going to be a little bit faster for the side of NOOBPANZER. They're going to get some cap time. But actually, they're not even going to look for the commit. I think we're going to be seeing a second mid-fight.
Yeah, there's already the heals into the equation, which is going to make Joe and Yeehor back up a little bit. The cap is getting reset now. No progress for either team as the bombs come back in for the second mid-fight. Salentes gets rolled on the flank this time. He's going down very low. Ixie's trying to bail him out, and they're actually winning that 2v2 skirmish. Meantime, Pappy does bomb in onto the combo, gets a lot of frags there, and Moolah has managed to stay alive this entire time. Just Yeehor and Hemp, the 2 scouts. Are they going to try and find something, or are they just chilling?
I think
Looks like they're letting the cap.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do in that kind of situation. If you could maybe catch someone a little bit off guard, there's a chance, but you could just see it was just, Demo Soldier just staring at them that whole time. So that's going to be...
the Uber ad is really what we need to keep our eye on here. Looks like a sack wave would be the best maneuver right now as Joe just goes sky high, instantly kills Thomas, gets in behind. Moolah just on these little balcony area, it's inside the house, dodging and diving around, does manage to hold on to his Uber through all 3 of those sacks. Incredible.
That was clean, actually. Especially with Moolah taking that first big rocket. That was like a good solid 90 damage rocket or something to begin with. That was kind of nuts, and yet, just kite it. It's all good. We now see Yeehor on the Pyro class, actually missing his directs and be losing his life trading out with Pappy, but then, well, Bronze is down as well. They can't even get themselves through this doorway. Only now does Vanny get his Uber. With this fort hold position, a minute is already off the clock for the side of Witness, and they're going to be pretty happy just to keep on holding fort here.
Yep, Yeehor back up on the Pyro. trying to walk through. Still's put some good spam onto him, but knows when it's the best time to give it up. Everyone's going to be getting back towards the point now, and it's still all on NOOBPANZER. They're really going to have to use first here in this trade. And from what we've seen last week, Witness can just be completely capable of not using at all in one of these situations. Hemp is in, will force out the Uber for the opposing team. No frag so far, as Ampty does bomb in, gets focused down by the scouts, but gets out with his life. And we're just in a standard 6v6 fight now. Ubers are out of the equation. Some good spam onto Salentes and Ixie. They're both very low. Ixie's going to go down. Ampty gets bombed by Pappy, who's now going behind and runs all the way in onto Mula. Beefs the second rocket. Mula's a sliver of HP as he gets out with his life. The cap is going to go to NOOBPANZER, but everyone's just getting cleaned up. There's going to be a repush imminently.
Yeah, that's really, really sad times for NOOBPANZER. They kind of went for a really heavy commit towards Mula, but Mula's just dodging absolutely everything right now. As a result, their player's down, the repush comes in from Witness, and before you know it, guess what? They're just going to be capping it once again. 1 minute left on the clock, and enough of an Uber advantage to be playing pretty safe as well. They're about to be getting this Uber, and the second they have that, it's just going to cause so much more of a delay on things. It's getting to real crunch moments for NOOBPANZER already. Getting Salentes, now that's a good start to things, but they still got to at least trade these Ubers.
Yeah, there was some miscom there about whether or not to forward hold. Dom had to get bailed out and still loses his life for it, but now they have a pick. How are they going to work with it? They're trying to edge this point, but there's so much damage. 6 players all in the exact same place. They drop 2 from the Uber as they have to use it anyway. This is a disaster for NOOBPANZER. Ronz is caught in behind with 5 people looking at him. That could not have gone any worse.
Ow. Yeah, like you say, like so much damage was dealt there. And the second you lose Yeehaw and Joe, like before you even use your Uber, it's so basically done for. Now there's 10 seconds on the clock. Like NOOBPANZER have no choice but to just try and walk through whatever doorways they can, and it's not going to be made easy for them. They're not even getting through, Bob. This is just not happening. They're getting nowhere at all. Time is dissipating, and that's the first round just like that.
Yeah, they don't even get to see the point at the end of that round. Just absolutely crushed in those doors. The forward hold doing what it does best. And with only 16 seconds off the clock for NOOBPANZER in that first round, it's not looking bright, but they did nearly win a mid-fight at the start of that first one until there was a rematch, so we'll see how it goes on the second mid.
Yeah, new mid, new me. Once again, Salentes going to be going on the back line, trying to draw some eyes before the almost immediate recommit, getting so much damage towards the point as well. Joe gets forced all the way forward, does get taken down. Vanny doing his little bit of dukes and diving, but just eats the pipe. And that's going to be a real moment on the mid-fight where once again, it's just going to be a case of chilling for Witness. They're happy, they've got the point, they've got the heals, and you can see on the side of NOOBPANZER, they didn't even have the health to commit like 2 guys there at all. They're just like, fine.
It was looking so good for them at one point. Witness were absolutely crippled, and then they just all managed to heal up at the exact same time, run across the point, they catch Vanny, and from there, it just completely turns the tide of the fight. Everyone on NOOBPANZER too low to get back in, and we're going to be expecting another sack wave here now. Very, very big ad for Mula. Vanny's just buffing people up, running back to spawn as the bomb comes in. Once again, Mula inside this house, not even getting touched by anyone. Hem just running all the way in, does get the force in the end this time. But very good job from Mula to hang on for that long. Yeehaw's been building, obviously, so Vanny gonna have an opportunity here with a big ad.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate for the soldiers there on the side of NOOBPANZER. They kind of got completely wrong, but hey, they ended up getting a force. It was a team effort. They do have an Uber advantage. It is once again a situation where Witness, they have a lot of time to be playing with. Already managed to have 50 seconds. You see Salentes go for a cheeky little bomb to try and get something, but this is NOOBPANZER playing very, very patient right now. Only a 40% advantage though, so they really got to look to start moving forward quickly. Otherwise, it's just going to end up like another trade.
Yeah, they need to try and catch Mula here if they're going to use it, but Mula knows that he's playing so far back, they're going to just let the point go. It looks like maybe try and put a bit of spam onto the scouts. They haven't quite capped it up yet, and now the Uber is in already. The trade does come out instantly from Witness. Pappy's getting juggled a bit there, but there's more flashing from NOOBPANZER. He's going to get cleaned up after the Uber, and now it's 5v6 fight. Panzer still in control of the point. They don't have to worry about anything right now.
No, this is a really, really good spot for NOOBPANZER. One of the first ones of the game so far. Getting that frag towards Pappy effectively secures that Witness can't do anything there. And you could see how confident NOOBPANZER was playing on the high ground. Their scouts had vision of everything. They were all healthy. Everything was just looking super, super good. So this is the first little bit of success for them. That's managed to wrangle them about 25 more seconds off the clock.
And here's a double bomb.
Yeah, Yeah, they're trying to get in. They're trying to get whatever kind of positioning they can. The damage is good. Moolah does go down in all of this. And they're still trying to follow up, but they're just not doing anything at all.
That was so weird. A 6-man sack just based off of nothing. The Ubers were out the equation. 2 soldiers fly straight in, get demolished. Both scouts running across the point as well. No one able to get the medic in the entire time. So now it will just have to be a sack wave again, as Vanny has pretty much a full ad here. Pappy and Sil getting into position. Sil going to bomb. They're rolling Rons on the flank. Now they just have control of the whole left side of the map. And they are forcing everyone into main. They are being wrapped from all sides. The Uber has to come out now. And they are only going to get Pappy with this Uber. This is dreadful. There's 5 blue players behind Panzer right now, as they're trying to re-push their way back towards the point. They have them all crunched up on concrete, but they're not getting the fragged. Oh my goodness, NOOBPANZER just somehow managing to survive this as they clean up Sil and Domo. And the point is still in their control, but Mueller's about to get his Uber.
Yeah, this is kind of an insane repush from Witness. The fact that they got that much space and that much pressure when they were like a player down the entire time, and then even 2 at one point. There's a lot of respect being shown there. Now Uber's going to be all the way in. Yep, Joe is not long for this world at all. They're going to be very, very happy with that frag. They won't quite be able to catch Vanny, I don't believe. There's still a little bit more damage, a couple more frags here and there, but oh, that's a feed. That's
Again,
a feed from Domo. They did not tell that boy what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's the second time Domo's been caught by Yeehor on Cliff. The first time Yeehor didn't get the frag, but they got another frag because someone had to bail Domo out. Dom is just way too far ahead on this cliff for this forward hold. And now Sil bombing in behind, going to get cleaned up very, very quickly. The Uber still in control of NOOBPANZER. And they're going to get this point for free. This is more than comfortable for them. 40% until Mueller will even have a chance to trade across point here. So nicely done by them.
Yeah, really, really nicely done. You can see 45 seconds left on the clock. This is a much, much better round for the side of NOOBPANZER. Even trading that frag, not too bad right now. He's in a decent position, slightly scuffing his rockets though, somehow living just way too long. But all of this time, they can trade literally at any point. Uber does get used. You can see Thomas was so big, they had to use upon him to try and keep him alive. He's trying to do whatever he can, but that's such a sick flash from Vanny right now. That is really, really significant. Yes, maybe they don't keep themselves control of the point, but maybe they can just take a second and fight just a little bit longer. Thomas is trying to go on a little rampage, be the one-man army. Oh, and it is just about working out for them.
Yeah, Vanny keeps everyone alive during that Uber, but that's just what Toe is so good at doing. Like, everyone was so low afterwards, they might as well not have been kept alive in the Uber because they just die straight afterwards. Toe forces 3 players so low that Vanny is just desperately flashing, and they're all still low after the heals come out anyway. Toe just being a monster carry in that Uber does win them the team fight, but here comes the NOOBPANZER respawns. They're all flooding onto the point. Dom's going to be the first one to fall. Sil trying to bomb through the flank. He's getting chased down by 2 scouts here. Not long for this world as Rons and Yeehor do trade for it. Pappy's very, very low, trying to bomb backwards, regroup with his med, take some heals. It's still a 4v4 fight, but NOOBPANZER are just going to steal this cap from under their noses. The Ubers are here, 91% for Vanny, just about going to get it in time, and does use off to save his players. Toe is now stuck in behind, and oh, he does get a nice shot onto Amp-T, but it's not going to be enough as Pappy tries to follow this up, finds Amp-T up on the cliff, but he's going to get taken down. The cap might come in here for Witness. They do just get forced off it at the very last second, and NOOBPANZER have to defend from these respawns as much as they can.
Yeah, this is absolutely doable, but they're going to keep on fighting, and Yeehor kind of gets hung out to dry there. Nice rocket from Ron does at least equalize things a little bit, but this is getting really, really down to the wire. That's a nice little flank through connector from Ron. Oh, gets a second and a third. Looking pretty good right now. Salentes is showing off his rockets, so this fight is still ongoing. This is...
It's Hemp versus Toe. Toe's just baiting him out. Comes in, Ixie takes the trade. Now it's Ixie versus Yeehor. Ixie's gonna win another 1v1. This is crazy. It's just like Scout MGE after Scout MGE for this point, and Witness finally come out on top. They delayed for their spawners, but then they get the cap. 10 seconds left. Now it's NOOBPANZER's turn to just throw their lives at this point. Rons has fed a little bit early, though. It's going to be a 5v6 fight. Oh, and Pappy's in behind, taking care of Vanny. No heals for Red. NOOBPANZER are going to lose this in the most tragic fashion in the second round.
Oh, I really felt like they were going to take it right near that end there, but that was some huge individual moments from Ixie. I mean, it was great stuff from Ron's as well, but yeah, it just became a little bit scrappy and just... It comes down to the spawns and just how much cap time Witness managed to keep on that point for just the perpetual overtime.
Yeah, and obviously Ixie with the frags at the end seals the deal. Amp-T in with a fast bomb. Rons as well does take down Ixie, but that's all he's going to get. Still very low now, getting chased by Yeehaw. Yeehaw does finally take that kill with the winger. Toe's going to get focused down by the team as well. And this positioning is just terrible now, all on the low ground for Witness. Mula's going to get cleaned up. Domo sees what he can do. He's straight in onto Vanny. Doesn't hit anything though. And it's a very, very comfortable mid-win for NOOBPANZER.
Yeah, they're going to be really, really happy with that. You can already see Joe moving towards that cliffside position. Going to be trying to get himself in a little bit of a foothold. Big old Uber advantage, and having all these players alive is a fantastic spot to just try and get yourself a lot of time off the clock. Thomas, though, everyone knows what's going to be happening here. He's going to be trying to play Pyro, trying to reflect some of these rockets through these doorways and try and get soldiers all the way in. We do see Pappy commit super deep and just gets the cleanest little force there. Even with Salentes and Domo going down, all that matters is keeping Mula alive, and he's already gone.
Yeah, and Pappy's still just being a thorn in their backside here. Just gonna be messing around, stealing some packs, and come in when his team takes the fight from the front. So, eyes on Pappy for now. Yeehaw's just kind of on Pappy check as the forward hold break does come in. Ron's down incredibly low, does get taken down there, gets a trade for his worries, and Pappy has been sniffed out from behind now. Mula coming up on that Uber, 20% away, but in the meantime, NOOBPANZER just still in control. Amp-T's in with a little fake bomb, bombs back to keep himself alive, and the Uber is up now. They need to not get caught here. If they see Vanny a step too close, they will just gun for him, and that's exactly what they're doing. Domo bombing in onto Cliff. They might separate Amp-T here, but that's going to be all they really get. Joe's gone down as well. And in fact, Rons and Yeehaw trying to put up a fight from the other side is not going to be successful. They get Mula, and that's really what matters after the fact. They have 100% advantage now.
Yeah, I mean, they would have had big advantage anyway, but it's never going to... Just to give yourself a little bit more of a cushion, you do see Witness as well, tactically delaying the cap just a little bit, and then eventually they'll go back and start it. There we go. There we go. As a result, though, actually, even with those people playing on the cap just a little bit, they're not really committed on that foothold, so we do see Witness backing up all the way towards point. This is 100% in the hands of Vanny. It's a big old advantage. If they can try and take it for free, that would be really, really good for the side of NOOBPANZER, but I feel like, yeah, they're going to get pressured just way too much. They're just going to keep on trying to move forward, get whatever frags they can, and be happy just to go for a recap right now, because time is still in their favor.
Yeah, and they do just get this cap as the Uber Formula is about to come up. We'll see how the blue Uber goes as Pappy does bomb forwards. He's going to be getting in behind with Sil, lands onto Rons, gets a free frag, but Domo getting taken down again by Yeehaw. The Uber comes out. Yeehaw does get cleaned up as well. Joe's going to fall to the Uber, and now it's just Amp-T trying to salvage whatever he can, but these Uber charges are just being so much more successful for Witness than they are for NOOBPANZER. Obviously, the time's still in NOOBPANZER's favor, but they've got to stop bleeding so many kills one after the other to these Ubers.
Yeah, it really makes things tricky when all these kind of, I know, situations where players should be trading just so much worse for them. We do see a really, really aggressive portal. So much damage is being dealt to these players. Somehow Vanny manages to get out of this alive. He has got his Uber. It is a bit of a 3v3 situation. Pappy's on his exit, so there's no way they can back up as well. And yeah, Uber's going to get used. That's actually really close to almost dropping just then. Mula is trying to get out alive, taking so much damage.
Oh no!
Just about getting to Cliff. Wait, what?
Oh, Vanny was just chasing a little bit too much with Hemp, got ahead of Hemp for just a split second. Toe obviously leaps on that opportunity and just takes down a med frag. Now it's 100% advantage for Mula. The cap is going to come in for NOOBPANZER. They are just trying to stem the bleeding, slow down this inevitable push as much as they can, get that time off the clock. But any second now, that point's going to be turning blue as the Uber does come in now across the point. Thomas running this one forwards. Domo's bombed up on the cliff as well, but he gets taken down. They're not actually finding too much with this Uber this time. Joe jumping in right at the edge of the Uber, just trying to clean up Toe, but he's going to lose his life for it. And then he's actually made the Uber almost worthwhile by just jumping in and dying at the very end of it there.
It is getting very, very scrappy, but if you look at things, I mean, right now, NOOBPANZER, they've got themselves a good 40% advantage. They only need 10 seconds of cap time. Like, they can use this Uber just to commit straight over point, get themselves a cap, and then all they need to hold is just a few short seconds, prevent them from being any kind of overtime, and things will be looking good. And you can see Winners, they really don't want to let that happen. They want to get their soldiers aggressive. They want to be just really, really annoying, at least get some kind of early force, maybe some kind of frag here and there. You see Vanny's trying to take the position towards the point with the rest of the team. They're trying to tickle the cap. A pipe goes directly in Vanny's face, just about holding it on 13 HP, but gets blasted back as well. Domo does go down in Uber, which does buy a little bit of space. Pappy as well, that's not too bad. Mula's on 95% though, so you know at any point this cap's going to come in, the faster spawns are going to be on the way, and actually Uber's going to get used before the cap even goes all the way. This is Witness trying to do everything they can. Oh, it's dangerous.
And now they do just all bomb onto the point. They've managed to get these frags. They just need to hold Tomas off it. There's 5 seconds left before overtime, but Witness are going to be able to rally for one last hurrah as they do bomb onto the point. Ampty gets taken down. Ron's throwing his life away. Does get a frag, but he's going to trade for it. Now Hempus versus 4 on the point is so difficult. Gonna have to back out, but they have the overtime. This is their real last-ditch attempt. As long as they cap this a single time, they're going to get themselves around on the board.
Yeah, it's so scary. The Ubers are so close. It's technically a tiny advantage for Vanny. I think they know it. I think they're just going to try and like basically hold down everything, just go straight over point the second they have any chance. But just losing any players to something dodgy is going to be rough. And Ron's the first one to die. That's really not what you want here. They really want to try and take things as extended as possible. We do even see Ampty as well. He's going down. Once again, Eagle does manage to get a frag. 100% now on Mula though. Even getting these couple frags. This is still a scary little situation. Uber does come in now for the side of Winter. They're going to keep on delaying this cap. Do's going down. Domo's in a position towards point. He's got both the soldiers. They have so much spam they can deal towards these players. It's only really just this little bit of cap now. But actually, Domo's been pushed off entirely. Wait, did they just walk?
They just juggled everyone off the point pretty much for Witness. That's a very close round from NOOBPANZER that I'm almost gonna say they didn't deserve. Like, Witness did such a good job there at the end. Like, Vanny had that Uber for so long, used it while Mula was 100%, and Mula just milks through the entire thing, has 100% Uber afterwards. But just in the nick of time, they are able to salvage it as we are already into this next mid, and there's 4 frags before I can even start talking about it. Witness have just demolished NOOBPANZER. Run across the point and kill absolutely everything. Just 2 soldiers. They're going to get taken down in no amount of time. As Ampty does get away with his life hiding out in the little house here, but he gets cleaned up.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, we were into that mid-fight and then we're out of it. Domo once again. I feel like Domo has said something about Yeehor to upset him. Because Yeehor just seems to teleport behind him wherever he is and just like two-shot him.
Domo just really wants to get on that cliff, but Yeehor also really wants to get on that cliff. And it seems like the rest of the team are not with Domo, whoever's fault that is, as a pause comes in, unless I've just timed out.
I really hope not.
Oh god, man, also, it says this reservation will end in less than 2 minutes. They haven't extended the bloody server.
No, Bum. These are Premiership players. There's no way they've not extended their reservation and the server's timed out. There's literally no way.
Come on, man. I saw in the first round, I saw this reservation will run out in 8 minutes. I'm like, surely someone will do it. Like, oh god.
Bum, I've been disconnected from the server for reasons we could possibly not know. Well,
all right. Well, we can have a bit of a chat while we try and find the new Connect.
I don't remember the last time this has happened, Bum.
No, neither do I.
This is what happens when you have close games, right? This is why I'm morally against close games in TF2. You're too busy playing the game to look at the numbers on a screen.
This is why they should have won both maps in 15 minutes, and then we would never have had this problem.
Exactly. That is how it works. That's kind of sad as well, because obviously the way the SDV works is, you know, that was like 90 seconds in the future. That would have been halfway through what looked like it was, you know, like the game was just getting more and more interesting.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier to fake a score on 5CP than it is on Viaduct. They're going to have to wait out the exact amount of time on that point before they start playing again. They might not even bother. We'll just be seeing round 4 from the start, I would assume. Which is, hey,
Yeah.
that's good for NOOBPANZER. They won't die in 5 seconds into the round.
Well, you would hope not, and yet, and yet. I always feel like it's I know people have got like their own theories of like what these kind of like resets, does for teams. Does it like wreck your mental, or like does it give you time to like focus up and like talk about things? I I don't know. I never know quite what I feel about it. I guess like in theory it allows you to be like, right, how do we fix things? But I feel like maybe New Panzer doesn't want to be like, let's think methodically. I think they just want to be like, let's just hit our shots and kill them.
Yeah. It's always, these situations are too chaotic to really just count them as a tech pause or a tactical pause and like really go through what you can fix. But I don't know, they've played probably about half a round more than what we got to see on the STV, so maybe they did learn something from that round 4 that they can really adjust to as we do try and find this new server. Sorry everyone for the wait.
That's okay, Bum. I know it's not your fault, buddy. I know it's not your fault.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I'm a little bit scared for the sake of New Panzer, because if at any point during all this situation, they say, Domo, stop dying to Yihorn Cliff, it's over for New Panzer. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that's been really sticking out to me so far is the flanks of both teams, actually, is that Witness Gaming can basically insta-kill Rons whenever they want to, both on offense and on defense. If they want to bomb Syl onto him and run Ixie across the flank, they're killing Rons every time, making a huge advantage for themselves on the left side. And whenever Rons tries to go behind them, he's getting cleaned up in an instant. Whereas Syl and Pappy, when they bomb behind, it's taking so much time off the clock. We've seen situations where Vanny has had about a 60% Uber advantage. By the time they clean up or even just forced to leave Pappy and Syl, it's gone to like a 15% advantage or something. Those guys are finding the most perfect timings to just distract and delay NOOBPANZER and take every bit of time off the clock and off the Uber advantages that they can.
Yeah, like there's obviously so many factors to consider. It can't kind of all be put on the doorstep of, well, Rons is just less experienced than like Pappy and Salenta's. Obviously, so much comes into like how both teams are operating, the ability to create those opportunities and to be able to recognize them and to be able to kind of play with your team around them. But it definitely does feel like, yeah, the end result is they're just getting less value out of that kind of soldier play.
All right, and it does look like we've got ourselves a new server. They are going to recreate the situation that we were in when the game ended. So
I love
Witness
it when they do that.
Are going to cap down to whatever timer they had, and then NOOBPANZER are also going to cap 20 seconds and keep the cap point from there, I would assume. So we do get to see a little bit of rigged, scripted TF2 for you here.
I am alerting admins literally right now. This is absolute.
Are they in the server again?
Did that just pause?
Yeah, it looked like a pause. We're in. We're back. We're back. Everything's chill.
It's fine. You wouldn't want to miss any of like the recreation or anything. Wow. I can't even.
I'm really wondering who's going to win this mid fight. Like, this is an insane positioning from Witness. They've got 6 players on the cap immediately at the start of the mid fight. And Red aren't even doing anything to stop it.
That's insane! Dude, Witness just cap it from underneath their toes. Oh, I have no idea what NOOBPANZER are doing. It's like they're not even moving.
Do these guys want any points from this official? Like, is there some Russian underground betting ring in here that we don't know about? Like,
I love Domo and chat being like, can I farm damage? He's like, guys, I would love it if my logs could look really good right now.
Yeah, I got like 10 more deaths than anyone else on my team at this point. I need some damage to make up for it.
He's just like, I've seen JMaxchill's stats, right? I want to be looking better. Let me farm some damage logs.
Okay, it looks like there's an advantage for Vanny. That's probably why Mula just got fucking destroyed by Yihorn.
I'm just...
What a crazy two-shot. This guy's one of the best scouts in Prem.
Wait, they're now selling out Yeehor being like, no, he shouldn't have done that. Now they need to wait for Mula to get the Uber.
Oh, God.
I'm just enjoying watching Prem players try and work out what's going on.
Yeah, that's where the pause happened, just to try and figure out what they actually had to do.
They're sitting there like, right, we have this amount of time, we need to get this amount of Uber, how do we do it?
It's like one of those maths questions, like, they're just trying to figure out, like, which train arrives at the station first.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You don't see this every day, do you?
Alright, if you've just joined us, the score is 2-1 Witness Gaming. We've just had a server crash, and we're recreating the moment we left off. Looks like we are ready to play as soon as they get 10 more seconds off the cap here for NOOBPANZER. They're just going to exchange some spam.
Dude,
and
but
we're
Joe's
ready to
putting
go.
4 early stickies on the rock. I think that's against the rules, but here we go. Right, I think we're back into play. The actual game, Uber's going to get used all the way. Pappy's going in, trying to catch out Joe, but ultimately that Uber is going to get used on the side of Vanny. It is a good bit better, but obviously they still have control of the point as well, so they're pretty happy. And somehow no one was aware of Salentes until he goes in, deals so much damage, combines with his other players, looking fantastic, and Ampty doesn't even live long enough to get that second rocket out. Moon is just like 10 HP, buddy. That is all I need. And Ron's, he can't do a single thing.
Yep, good job from Witness, keeping up their momentum after the massive break we had. They do have an Ubercharge advantage. They've got the forward hold as well, and a hell of a lot more time off point. This could be the end of the game unless we see NOOBPANZER mount a comeback here. Yeehor's going to be the first one to bust the forward hold. Pappy should be a frag. Sil trying to block them in, but he does get reflected back. Toe and Domo, though, double up for a 2k, and Hemp is just going to run in trades with the demo there, but this Uber is still up, and that's all that NOOBPANZER are worried about. They really can't take this fight when the players in front of them could go shiny at any time.
No, absolutely not. This is more and more time off the clock. The spawners coming in for the side of Witness. They're even going to be getting Domo up and towards mid by the time that Vanny gets this Uber, so this is going to have to be a little trade situation for NOOBPANZER. And it's the same as we've seen, you know, a million times again. They need to try and make something happen here. Uber's going to get used all the way over the point. You can see how far Mula's kited. So far back. Only now having to use the Uber. A lot of cap time has come out, which is fantastic. But it's not really going to make any difference because they're going to prevent the cap from going through. Ampty does go down. This is 3 players for the bad on the side of NOOBPANZER, and there's no way they can go for a heavy recommit right now. The time they have on the clock is going to make things just a little bit easier. For 4 seconds now, and the second this dissipates, this is going to be Witness Gaming right now. We need a lot from the side of NOOBPANZER to keep a hold of this.
Yeah, 4v6, no heals on your side. This is a very, very tall order, and they do all throw themselves at the point, but they're just not getting any cap time. They're getting their health chipped away from them, and it's never coming back without Vanny up. He does now enter the fight, but it's too little, too late by the looks of things. Garbage and Vanny both very, very low on the point, going to get cleaned up. Ron's last man standing, and there's the 3-1. All the points from this map will be going over to Witness Gaming.
Yep, definitely an unconventional map, let's say, but yeah, it doesn't say unconventional on the logs. That is the full 3 points going to the side of Witness, but obviously, even though it is already, you know, on the hour, we're still going to have ourselves Snakewater to go to as well.
Yeah, and Snakewater, I'd say, is where I favour NOOBPANZER a little bit more than the Viaduct. Obviously, we've seen that they're capable last week with the win over TF2 Easy, where, in fact, TF2 Easy didn't even get around in that first map of Gully Wash. So hopefully NOOBPANZER can have a little bit more of a showing here. But obviously, you'd be a madman not to put your money on Witness.
Yeah, it is. It would be very, very optimistic to think that, you know, even with everything that NOOBPANZER has showed they've got going for them, like, you still just absolutely got to favor Witness. They have the pedigree, they have the individual talent, they have the teamwork, they have the kind of everything. But as I've mentioned in possibly every cast I've done for the last how many years, I pretty much have a 0% success rate when it comes to predictions. So if I predict Witness is going to win, NOOBPANZER is going to do an absolute crazy upset.
Hey, you predicted Witness on that last map, so how many officials have you casted? You'll be up to like maybe a 0.5% prediction now.
0.5. I mean, I'll take that. That's all right. That's okay. I'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, I used up most of my analysis in the pause, and it looks like we don't have any logs from that most scuffed official ever.
Oh
So
no.
I guess I'll do a bit of chatting about the survivability of Mular and just how through every sack wave that guy was coming out on top. Even in the scrappy fights at the end of things, they were keeping such a good lock on Mular, whereas Vanny, on the other hand, was getting pressured from all sides so well by both soldiers, and Toe just running forwards. Vanny always seemed to be getting collected as a frag on the end of Ubers, and Mular was just surviving everything. So that's maybe a little something that needs to be worked on as well coming into the second map. What about you, eepily? Do you have any big brain analysis that you spotted out?
Um, it's like I really don't want to rag onto it. Like my initial thought was to say, oh, you had some really important stuff from Ixie, but I feel like you can't talk about the success of Ixie without talking about a little bit the downfall of the new Panzer flank. But we've kind of already railed on them a little bit, so I don't want to be mean, but I feel like it's kind of 6 of one and like half a dozen of the other. It is both Ixie doing really good stuff, but at the same time, there is a little bit of something lacking in terms of the new Panzer flank, and they're not quite coordinated. And I feel like this is one of the situations where I don't know. I have something in my head that this map, because it's going to be such a clear, straightforward 5CP map that everyone's played a million times, I just feel like the experience and I don't know, like just the fact that Witness has played with each other for like a million years, like I feel like that is going to be looking really good.
Yeah, I think there's also something to be said in terms of mental for having your good map up first versus having your better map after you've just taken a loss on the Koth. There might be, even though we're saying that we reckon this team will do better on a 5CP than they did on Koth due to last week's results. That was Gully was their first map last week. Maybe after a loss, there's something different going on mentally. It's only ever a guess when you have to try and analyze something like this.
Yeah,
But it's a different situation.
yeah, it is guesswork, sometimes educated guesswork, but that's all that we are. We're
That's
chimps
all
with
that we
keyboards
have.
and guessing.
We ain't got no logs to look at big boy numbers and say that Domo died on Cliff 5 times. Like, this is all we can come up with.
Damn, if only. If only. I can see right, let's see what's going on. Okay, I can see we've got 10 players in the server right now. This is looking like we're gonna have no more little server technical problems. Thank God. But I feel like some of these new Panzer players are just, they're needing a second just to like shake it off, take a breather,
Yeah, they didn't have enough of a breather in the downtime in the middle of the game.
No, well, I mean, they were too busy like asking the question, who's been stupid, what's going on.
Yeah, too
All
busy
right, Bum,
yelling
serious
at
question.
Yeehor for farming.
Exactly, right? Serious question. Do you think we could, I mean, we have the stats man here observing. Would we be able to like accurately measure the downfall in like amount of people who smoke by just like how much time has been between maps in TF2 in Premiership and like lands and stuff?
The problem is, ever since 21:15 became the standard time for your second set of scrims rather than 21, teams then just, it doesn't actually make the game start at 21:15, it just moves it to 21:30.
Yeah.
If everyone had stayed on 21, then we'd be starting at 21:15. But now you get people like Jorge who just turn up to the first map at 20:30, and then everyone's starting at like 21:45. Whatever, man. I'm over it.
Honestly, I feel like it's one of those situations. It's kind of like ping in Europe, right? Where like we'll complain about like starting at like at like 21:30, and then you've got like all the Americans where they're like, cool, time for our first scrim of the night at like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
It's like, wait,
oh,
what?
we just got the 2x BO3 reset for my ESEA official at 4 a.m. Like, oh my god, man. You guys are insane.
Dude, I miss those days so much where it's like, it was like best of 3, but you got 2 best of 3s, but every map can go to an hour and it's starting at like 11. And you're just like, what are we doing here, guys?
I guess that must be how the Russians feel, though, in ETF2L officials.
That is true, actually. That is true. There is that entire demographic of like, the further east you move in terms of Europe, and usually like the younger you get in terms of player age, the more players are gonna they move towards playing at 19, which to me still feels like an abomination. I understand there's logic to it, but it just makes me feel uneasy.
I love a good 19. You see some 18s even coming out from open and mid scrims. Stuff's crazy.
And some people think we don't know how to kill time.
No.
He just spent 5 minutes talking about when officials are playing.
Any American listener probably doesn't even know what's going on. They probably don't even know 24-hour clock. They're like, well, clocks go up to 21, man. You serious?
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I'm just sitting here. Right, who are we waiting on? Tempest. Wait. Where does Yeehor talking about smoke breaks? Oh yeah, he does. Oh yeah. Wow,
you were right.
Players under the bus, man.
Dude, you don't have official prediction skills, but you know when someone's going smoking.
It's because it's between every map of TF2 they've ever played. Oh, thank God. Right, okay. I've been made aware that we should be starting in about a minute or so, right? Now, we are duty-bound to make predictions as per usual. Bum. Tell me anything exciting. Don't give me the result if you just think Winners is going to win. Predict something kooky. Are we going to see, dude, is Silentes going heavy to mid? Yes, no?
Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't think he will, but I'd love to see it. It would be very nice to see a 7 era strat make the jump over into Witness. But no, I don't think we'll see a heavy to mid.
Damn.
If I still have to come up with something kooky,
yeah,
I'll say
kitchen to kitchen. You roll like kitchen, go into that kitchen.
Yeah, go on. I'll go with that. Kitchen to kitchen.
I don't think I've ever seen kitchen to kitchen in a Prem game, but I know for a fact it works in mid, so I can't argue with that.
Are you the inventor of kitchen to kitchen, or are you just an observer?
I don't think I did. We're going live, team. We're going live. This is the second map of our Week 3 game, NOOBPANZER versus Witness Gaming. We did see a slightly disjointed, but in the end, fairly strong win for Witness on the first map, which was Viaduct. Now we're going here into Snakewater. We're starting things off very classic. No one doing anything too kooky. Just going to be demos, spamming each other just a little bit, trying to get a little bit of early damage before waiting for these big old soldier bombs. And Pappy looks like he wants to go. He's going to get buffed just a little bit. But Silentes all the way towards the medic man is going to be the first death. But actually, that is some fantastic moving over from the entirety of the side of NOOBPANZER. They get so many frags. Suddenly it's just Silentes all by himself. He was unseen. He does now move towards point, and surely he can't get anything here.
Yeah, 1v3. Going to be very tricky. Even for someone like Sil, he's going to get taken down, of course, in the first mid. Going to NOOBPANZER, this is where the hype train starts. If you're a NOOBPANZER fan, Yeehor's already getting this cap down on second. There is a slight advantage for Mula. There's going to be a contest on second because all those respawns are slow from NOOBPANZER. And Pappy actually just no respect onto Rons. Rons does manage to jump away, and Yeehor will help him out with the frag now. With the soldier down, that's Ampty all the way in behind. Gonna get focused down by Dom and Ixie, but everyone's turning their heads. Everyone's gonna have to run. Mula stuck between a rock and a hard place in lower. Ixie's running up behind, does get onto Joe, but he's gonna get taken down by Hempus. And Yeehor in behind gets the frag onto Mula. That's the frag that matters. The cap's coming in. Domo is down as well. And this could be a very quick first round. Sil hiding above here, does get a rocket onto Joe, but it's just not enough. Pappy's in onto Vanny. but there goes the round.
Hot damn, that is some momentum right there. That is just, you know, crack it open just a little bit and then get your players in. And that is just really, really big stuff there from Yeehor.
Yeah, Pappy just trying to go so fast to not give up second, ends up throwing his life away, and it's dominoes from there. Immediately, NOOBPANZER go full throttle and find all the frags that Witness tried to throw at them to keep them at bay in mid. But here we go, second mid fight.
Yep, here we go. Already a one-round little cushion here for the side of NOOBPANZER. Already looking just a little bit better. We do see Soldiers not going for these same heavy commit bombs right now. Both teams playing a little bit more scared. You see, actually, Witness taking some fantastic position on the high ground. First frag does go their way. No one's looking to do anything too crazy. It's actually just going to be a little bit of a war of attrition, but Fanny is completely out of place. He's going to get scooped up now, and now it's just going to be a desperate little sack attempt. Everyone's going to try and get in all the way towards Moolah, but I think it's going to be the same as the story we saw in the last map. Moolah's going to be the Uber.
So close there, but yeah, the Uber does come out, which is much better than not getting a force. Not as good as getting the kill straight up, but the Uber being out of the equation is definitely going to change this round for the better for NOOBPANZER as they come in towards second here. They don't have all their spawns up. Yeehor died at the very last second getting that force off, so they're not going to be able to contest second. He's already on the engineer getting that sentry set up, and it looks like we're in for even Stevens on last. Only 5 minutes left on the round timer these days, remember, so Witness needs to find a way to break this hold.
Yep. The Uber's going to be basically equal at this point, and it is a little bit of an off-Uber kind of push right now. Silentes is getting sent to the skybox right now. Not going to get a great deal at all. With Ixid, it will be a little double sack, but I mean, you know, it doesn't really matter too much for them. This is going to be Uber just about to be in the hands of Moolah, and any heavy commit from the side of NOOBPANZER will be met by an Uber trade. They are going to be trying to peek just a little bit. This is a brave last to push out of, even in the best case scenario, so...
Oh, what a bomb, though! Oh, the air shot does not connect. Ron sends Moolah flying sky high, but the strafes do keep himself alive. So, both teams have sent their sacks. Witness now with a man advantage once again. We'll see if they try and do anything while Ron's is unable to hold a door. They are just trying to double spam this gun from lower. They do get it down. Yeehor's already building it back up again. Hemp on the sniper now from the spawn door.
Yeah, but
oh, it takes down.
Yeah, same kind of like sack attempt, and it...
Oh, Rons is in again. Rons gets the drop!
Wait, what?
Rons drops Moolah. He's just making plays on second while everyone else is too focused on last. And Rons does find Moolah, able to reload that rocket in time. Does get the drop, so now the momentum all in favor of NOOBPANZER once again. They just need to deal with Pappy here. He's up on the balcony, gonna get forced out, gets slammed into the ground by Amp-T. Oh, but Vanny takes so much spam. Vanny is in a horrible place. He does have to use off. So this is good from Witness. It's a semi-salvage. Ixi is also... He's got an incredible timing running through lower. He's all the way to last. I don't think he has the time, but he's on the last now. They don't even know he's there. He hasn't capped it. Sil is bombing in behind. Ixi's coming from behind as well. Ixi gets the frag. Oh, and he gets two. Oh, and he gets three. Ixi, he could get the demo here too. He's straight onto garbage. He's going to get back onto the cap instead. He can find Amp-T on grass. Ixi, what a huge play. He finds an incredible timing, runs past them all in Africa, and when he doesn't get the back cap, he gets something just as good. Wipes NOOBPANZER here on second. Wow.
Oh, you could literally see his entire thought process in terms of, like, he knew when his team wasn't able to block second, so not for a second did he think about standing on that last cap, because the value is all in the surprise, and they had not a single clue where he was. That was just, like, oh, beautiful timing.
The timing on it as well was like, as he was running through Africa, someone was jumping out of Africa ahead of him. It was like he was hitting every green light as he was going through town. Incredible.
Oh, it's such a shame that in all of that, like, Moolah did go down, and it is basically equal Ubers. We do see a hard bust all the way on the left-hand side. Joe's getting super weak, gets a nice little surf up top and actually keeps himself alive. And once again, Rons just walks in and kills Moolah.
It's play after play coming out of NOOBPANZER. They just destroy that Sil bomb before he can even get in. He gets, like, hit for 200 from a trap. And somehow Ron's always able to find Moolah's number up here on the balcony. or in lobby this time, I suppose, as they do get another easy way out onto second. This time, Syl going to be the one bombing in behind, turning heads. Ixie and Pappy fighting from the front. Again, they take down Amp-T. They're doing a very good job here, and the Uber finally comes out as Ixie once again trying his hand at this play in Africa. I don't know whether or not they've spotted him. He's coming up behind. Again, he's onto Vanny again, but the rocket from Rons is there to shut him down this time. The 2 rockets sync from Pappy will pick up Vanny, and now it's a 4v3, but the heals are with Mula as he runs Thomas out to middle.
Yeah, you can see Witness, they wanted to see how much they could possibly get there, but ultimately it's going to be the Uber advantage and not a great deal else right now. They will be able to keep a hold of mid right now as they get their spawns in. So yeah, they've weathered the storm. They didn't overstay their welcome, and now they're going to be looking to try and take second for free, possibly use this advantage towards that. You can see, like, NOOBPANZER, they are not going to be putting up a strong hold on second right now.
Yeah, if Joe has attempted a rock trap, but none of them went in the rock. That's not going to work out. Rons is sacking in. He does get a pick onto Toe. He gets Pappy down very low as well, and he does get away with his life, so this isn't bad at all. But he's going in for a second attempt here. Joe loses his life. That's tragic. Joe getting caught down at the same time as the sack. Oh, and Hemp not able to convert that 1v1 to Pappy. This could be the end of the round.
Yeah, we're seeing as well the lock and load coming out on Domo. Going to be playing all this cap time towards the point. Uber doesn't even have to get used just right now. This is going to be... They just took last for free.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate sloppy second hold there. You've got an 80% disadvantage. Yeah, you get the frag onto Pappy, but it doesn't really mean that you can hang around as much as they did. Yes, they get another attempt to sack Rons. That's an absolutely fine play to go for, but if Joe is going to be getting caught out of pause in lobby there, obviously the dominoes fall as they did.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little bit of an unforgivable mistake, but new mid, new me, equal on the rounds, so everything is still very much to play for. We do see Pappy again getting all the way in, gets a lot of damage, not quite going to be picking up Fanny. There's not good looking health at all on the side of NOOBPANZER, but they do have the one all-important extra player. But even so, Witness seem really happy to play with this. You see how they combine to get these frags and take this position, and Thomas is like ruthless. You can see, like, he just runs towards them. He's always like, I don't care who's there. I will fight them. I don't care.
Yeah, good job from Witness to capitalize on the end. They found all the weak players. Syl with a late bomb to pick them up, ends up in a 3v3, and Witness just had the height there. They had the positioning. They could spam down onto Saw if NOOBPANZER tried to walk through, so they'll claim the mid for themselves. 1-1 game.
Yep, still... how much time we got left on the clock right now? We got ourselves a good 20 minutes. This is still very much an equal situation. Haven't seen much of this kind of mid-second stalemate this game, so interesting to see what the teams want to do. You see Ixie checking for traps towards window, calling that there shouldn't be any there, so possibly can just send a soldier from there. Possibly a little bit of spam alongside. There's actually the heals going all the way out window, trying fighting close towards grass, but they've already lost Salentes. Yeah, they need to start backing up because this soldier's always trying to get on the flank, and Yeehaw picking up Pappy as well. That's actually both soldiers down.
And could get Domo. Oh, maybe gets a step ahead of himself as he runs in for the demo frag as well. And it looks like they're treating that as their singular sack, and they're just going to go back to this second stalemate. They did a good job to shut down that aggression from Syl and then just rush the place where they knew there was only one player. They saw everyone dropping out the window. They know Pappy's alone in Saw, and they're able to capitalize 2 frags off that. But the Yeehaw overextend in the end will put us back to this stalemate. 3 minutes 40 to bust it.
Yeah, once again, movement towards grass, peeking a little bit. Salentes going from the window. Does get a big rock, but the scout actually takes it. And it's Domo going down to a sticky trap of all things. So not only do they not get the force, but you're missing 2 really crucial spam classes. And this might be an opportunity for NOOBPANZER.
Yep, they're already busting this into mid, coming in through the balcony as they bomb forwards. Pappy's just trying to slow them down as much as he can, and there's so much damage onto Rons, he's going to go back. The respawns are here as Amp-T bombs forwards, gets taken down by both scouts out of the sky, and the chase could be huge. Pappy does get bailed out, or does get fragged by everyone bailing Vanny out here, but Vanny has to use anyway. He's just so far from that door, caught on the wrong side of the spam, and that's 100% advantage for Mula.
Like, that's the second time in this game we've seen Vanny so far to the left-hand side of that doorway to a point of, like, being really detrimental. The first time he died at the end of a mid-fight, the second time got forced there, and Mula was just under zero pressure. Like, I don't know. Something is a little bit weird there. We do see Yeehawk go in, makes a great individual play to get this force out, but there's still a lot of players close lobby, and even getting that force out, the potential for Witness to maybe keep going? Nah, they're not going to. Tomas is already up on the spy.
Yeah, and it does seem like this is really NOOBPANZER's game to win or lose. It seems like their individual mistakes are the ones costing them the rounds, and then their individual plays are the ones to kind of salvage things. Like Yeehawk can just run in and get a force if he wants, but you can also have something like Vanny hugging the wrong wall or Joe dying in lobby. Toe has made his way in behind as the Uber comes out. They aren't even going to catch anyone with this Uber. They do get onto Domo, but he's being bowed up by Mula. No health lost at all. The uncloak is going to come from Tomas any second now. He's still in behind. He actually decides against it as Sil gets chipped down now. Toe just trying to get in behind lower lobby. Everyone's kind of slowed this down. They're waiting on Toe to make the play. As he's actually just gone to last.
No.
There's no one even nearby. He's straight on last. No. Has he got the round? Yes, he does. 2-1 off the back of a spy backcap.
I love how you can see Tomas hiding by that ramp, just looking like, do I decloak? No, I think my team kind of has this 5v6 actually. I think we're okay.
Well, even if they didn't, he's you like saw the cogs turning. I can go to last instead and just win the game. They're all fighting here. So 2-1 for Witness, finally getting ahead in the game for the first time.
Yeah, they can be very happy as well. We do see a lot of early aggression for the side of NOOBPANZER. Domo is going down. Nice rockets from Roz, going to be picking up Mula, but medics are traded out. More frags. But they're good for NOOBPANZER though. They should be looking pretty happy right now. Just don't let Ixie do Ixie things and they'll surely be fine.
Yeah, they do manage to shut Ixie down, as you mentioned. Toe, he's not going to try and 1v4 either. I think he's got a bit too much of a head on his body for that. Too smart to go for that 1v4, but he kind of wants runs a little bit. He's going to see what he can do, causing havoc behind here. He's just so far behind.
Yeah, you know.
Yeehaw, though, is behind on the other side. Yeehaw's the real one that's going to be making the difference here. I do not envy our cameraman trying to choose which annoying scout to be on here.
They're both such little rats. Tomas is coming into mid, but Yeehaw's coming in behind them. The soldier goes in. They combine to get Mula. It's all good. Ixie does get that all-important frag, though. But what's happening in the world of Tomas? Who knows? He's still behind them. He's on the mid now. Everything's going on. So much damage is being dealt. He gets traded out. I cannot fathom right now.
I mean, very, very well played from NOOBPANZER to take out Toe from behind and the bombing Silentes simultaneously. If they don't get both those frags, it could be, you know, catastrophic on the mid. That was excellent focus fire to find them both in such quick succession. And now they maintain this 100% ad. They're going to be walking it in through Saw. Amp T bombs through, baits this jump out of Pappy, and Pappy is just going to turn his tail and run. This is an uber advantage into last now for NOOBPANZER.
Yeah, they got to keep on moving though. It's only about 50%. They're getting themselves second half up. They want to keep on going. Uber has been used all the way through Lurker to take towards point as well. Want to be playing some of this point time. That frag on Ixie and Silentes does open things up a good amount more because they don't need to be worried about the Uber coming in at all. Yeah, this is looking really, really clean. These stickies have been moved away from point. Domo has no choice but to try and go all the way in, and he just gets nuked out of the skies. That is a lovely little equalizing round there for the side of NOOBPANZER.
I'm kind of excited for NOOBPANZER this season now. Like, maybe you'd expect them on paper to be one of those 3rd or 4th place teams, but I was not really expecting the gap between the 3rd and 4th this season to be so close to the top 2. These guys are really taking it to the big dogs so far this season, and we'll see if they can actually convert this map.
Yeah, it would be such a fantastic result for them. Take away 5 speed once again against one of these big teams. This mid, though, isn't looking like they're going to be seeing a great deal of success. They lose their first 2 frags. And they're so weak as well. Ixie is on the hunt, but Vanny's gone down, so you can see him immediately turn back because it doesn't matter. It's all about playing with Mula. And
yeah. The most painful part of that mid fight is just Vanny is not attach to anyone with the beam for the last 4 or 5 seconds of it. Left a different way to both of his scouts, and he wasn't even healing his demo. He just looked completely lost. Everyone ahead of him had either run away or died. That was a tragic spot to be in, and obviously he gets caught, leading to this 100% advantage. And we'll see if Witness Gaming can convert it. You'd absolutely expect them to, as they do walk over to the shutter side. It's going to be onto Domo and Toe.
Yeah, Uber all the way through. They catch that little hiding soldier, get him to get forced just a little bit further away. One frag to the good already. Sticky's all the way towards point, so they're going to be focusing down some of these players. Good damage. And you can see, yeah, position being taken towards point. That's going to clean up everyone trying to move forward. And that is such a clean last pusher. That is like textbook what you want to see.
Yeah. Like, Witness is one of the two teams that never really beefs that. You kind of expect it from them at this point. Every other team, they've got 100% last advantage. It's like there's still a chance that something goes wrong, but Witness have just played so many of those. Toe's so perfect at cleaning up the point and playing it, knows exactly what he needs to be doing and when, leading in those pushes. And they obviously do convert. 3-2 is the score now. Witness in the lead once again. NOOBPANZER on the ropes with 12 minutes left.
Keep it on moving here. Soldiers are getting aggressive on the side of Witness once again, but the spam port stop is really good for NOOBPANZER right now. It's so disappointing to see though. It's Ron's first player to lose his life, even with his position being taken. The damage is not looking good. You can just see Witness, they just focus down these players so quickly.
Yeah, and they have got to run as there's such a hard chase. Amty! Oh! Everyone was so focused on chasing down Vanny, they just get bombed from the point by Amty, and he gets onto Mula. This is the kind of play that we were talking about that turns the tables in these rounds. Toe is going to try and get as much cap time on here as possible, but it's 100% advantage, and everyone knows he's just bluffing. He's going to have to try and get out of here, although I say that. He's now crouching around, being sneaky. Rons just misses the timing on him. That is unfortunate. And in a place where Toe definitely should have just died, he somehow gets a 1-for-1. Rons misses that little frame of seeing him on screen. And Hemp has lost his life on the way in as well. This could be an Uber advantage wasted. They could just not go with this now.
They really look like they want to, though. You can see Joe just trying to jump all the way in. Gets a call on their soldier. He's going to settle for that frag, not trying to be locking out the combo because he just knows it's not going to be a thing. The repush is just immediate from the side of Witness, though. They're trying to keep this position. Nice little pipe. They're taking down Domo. There will be players trying to move everywhere, but you can see they just can't really get through these doorways. Even with, like, players ahead, it's absolutely not happening. And Thomas is just leaving, like, no room for them right now. Even losing his life, it's all about the space which has been taken and just that time which has bought them this Uber charge.
Yeah, that Uber's just so worthless from NOOBPANZER. I mean, yeah, you can spend the entire Uber killing one soldier, but who cares when you're 2 players down anyway? You've just gone down 2 players and an Uber for 1 player. It's not worthwhile at all, and that just leads them to losing mid. There's an advantage here as well, or at least was, for Witness, but they decided to take it the slow and steady way. Now we're even on last, but Witness are kind of happy to pin them here. They're obviously going to try and get as many rounds as they can, but this is an almost impossible last to just push out of off of nothing. Witness would have to make a blunder, let Rons get in onto Mula again, something of this nature for NOOBPANZER to try and go with the go-ahead. Toe is on Spy. He's made his way over to the truck.
Yeah, but Hempus is definitely checking classes right there, so should be making that call. The staff does come in. Cylinders goes in a little bit early then, so maybe not the most coordinated sap and bomb you've ever seen in your life, but I mean, it's a double sap on Snake. What are they going to do?
Pappy's getting chased as well. They've got 3 picks here now. Ron's going all the way behind as well. Amty has died to Domo's trap, but Rons is trying to take a 1v1 on middle. He's isolated the frag onto Sill, but can he beat Tomas? Unlikely, as the 4v3 continues on second. Toe's going to be joining the battle from the flank any second now. This isn't even Uber situation. They're just playing chicken with who uses first, and Vanny is going to be the one to do so. Mula is out of there. He's so good at just not using in these situations. As he does pop out, now they know they can chase Vanny. They get the frag. Hempus is caught between 5 of them, and is going to go down too.
Like, that is such a masterclass. Like, that was so beautiful to see from Mula's POV, just standing there with like the total confidence of where the damage is coming from, what players to be focusing. They had so much better of an Uber. They managed to get these players up. They do technically have a bit of an advantage, but they have the heals as well. They can start trying to look to move forward. The damage is decent. Vanny's going down once again, so it's an even bigger advantage. But like, Domo's still fragging right now. Look at him go.
Yeah, he's got the pain train out, just whacking people, but these two scouts are dumping on them on top, but they need to watch out for the bottom as Thomas just runs in with Mula, gets onto the point. Everyone was so focused on stuffing that big door side, they just do not pay attention to the real threat of the cap.
The confidence in that push from Witness Gaming. It's very well-deserved confidence, but that is an absolute confidence push right there. And in case you've been living under a rock and aren't sure, the ETF2L rule set this season, we're very much doing a first to 5 win limit. So regardless of what happens, only one more round is needed for Witness Gaming to secure this 100%.
Yeah, as we do see a very fast mid, Amp and Ron's straight in. Sil gets taken down. There's 4 players all the way across point for NOOBPANZER. They're cleaning up everything. Amp T's the only casualty so far. They just need to clump around Vanny, and they do so. Pappy gets taken down. Mula already out of here. The cap is going to be left to Yeehor as the rest of them chase, try and put them in the bin here. Ron's taking a 1v1 versus Toe. He's unable to get it, but he can at least pin them in last. Make sure they guaranteed get this second.
Yeah, this is still very much on the card here for NOOBPANZER. 7 minutes to get 3 rounds. That's very, very doable. They're taking a lot of space towards his left-hand side as well. Mula playing towards his spawn door to try and not get annihilated. It's actually Ron's who's going to meet his maker there. And the rest of NOOBPANZER, they have no choice but to back up just a sec.
Yeah, this is very tricky for NOOBPANZER now. There's been 4 officials in the last 3 years where this exact scenario has happened. A 4-2 on Snakewater with 7 minutes left. And the losing team has never come back from it out of those 4 officials. So we'll see if this is the first time it can happen. Toe is on Sniper. Ixie's got the sentry locked down. This is such a difficult hold to break. We do need to see something like we saw Witness trying earlier, get the spy onto the sentry to sap it, because this sentry is just such a horrible position. You need 2 soldiers to spam it from lower, but there's always going to be another soldier at least watching you and counter spamming. Looks like they are going to go for this now. They do get 2 soldiers on it, but Toe and Pappy are straight on that to stuff them in there. Amp and Rons go down so low. Rons does get the sentry down once again, but they're just not making the space. They actually get Pappy there, but it's traded out. Yeehor's in through top left. There's a 2 for 2 going down now, and Toe actually loses his life as well. They've managed to do it. NOOBPANZER, they've broken this hold, but will they be able to take the fight afterwards? They've not used the Uber yet. They do force out Witness first. They have a very slightly better Uber, and the spawns aren't here for another 5 seconds. The Uber is going to run out, but they just don't have the players. They need to take this fight. Ron's jumping forwards, trying to get onto Domo. Does get him down. Ixie's fallen as well. Sil coming out the spawn is going to get taken down as well. It's a 4v3.
Oh, this is doable. This is so doable. They're taking the position all the way towards the point, forcing Witness to try and block it. That is kind of nuts.
Yeah, that is very exciting. And now with 5 minutes left, this is so doable. I mean, at the very least, they can take this to Golden Cap. And if they manage to do so, they have taken points from both of the top teams in this season. And at that point, you think they've got a pretty secure way to the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be an incredible start to the season, especially considering, you know, they're only in week 3, and that would be the 2 absolute top teams. So here we go, 4.5 minutes left on the clock. We do see nice little air shot there from Rons, and Mula's the second frag as well. So right now, NOOBPANZER's like, okay, boys, we need to take a moment, we need to chill, we need to relax, we need to not have selectors jump in and just annihilate Vanny. Ixie's trying to make the plays, he's hitting the shots, and they are just between them combining to just ruin NOOBPANZER's day just then.
Yeah, what a turnaround at the very end of the mid. It all looked so good. And then one by one, they fall to Ixie and Pappy getting these frags. And as you mentioned, new rule set dictates if they get this round, it's all over. But it probably would be anyway with 3 minutes 50 left on the clock. We need to see one of those huge plays that NOOBPANZER have made happen so many times so far. They do have the disadvantage against them, but the Ubers aren't in play yet. This is the time they can make things happen. When you're not worried about an Uber blowing up in your face, you can just go for something.
Yeah, it is going to be tricky, though. You can see eepily desperately trying to find some kind of angle to spam or get some damage or position or just absolutely anything at all. But the more time gets wasted, the closer Moolah gets to his own Uber. And now he's got it. And this is just more and more time going off the clock for the side of Witness. Maybe they were more confident thinking they were going to, win this much, much easier. But right now, Witness is just going to be in full let's not throw this one away mode.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely happy to sit here for 3 minutes if the alternative is trying to bust and having it blow up in your face. As Amp does bomb through, he's going to get taken down, and now it's full-on relax mode. Everyone's running all the way back to second for NOOBPANZER.
Yeah, there we go. It's going to be, like you say, really no incentive here for the side of Witness to do anything much. You've got to think, at what point is there just going to be some kind of trade attempt? Because yeah, even 2.5 minutes isn't a great deal of time. eepily does come up on the spy, which, I mean, can be done pretty quickly, but that's still like a good 40 seconds off the clock, just by the time he gets in position.
It's something you absolutely expect as well. If you're in this scenario with Witness, you're like, oh, what's the go-to plays here? Is it going to be spy, sniper, something like that? Maybe this is too little time to get banners underway for NOOBPANZER, and it's not something they really do in general, so Amp is making his way in here through Kitchen, slowly but surely. Did he get bumped by Ixie? Ixie just turned. Ixie's shooting stuff. Ixie knows he's hit the shot as well.
Oh
and that's going to be Amp falling. Yeehor is trying to find his way in. He's seen an opportunity. He gets onto Moolah. That's the force.
Ooh, that's nice. That's some nice shots there from Yeehor. It is going to be the force, but they are still 2 players down, and with Tempest going down, this is going to make it tricky. Trading out for Domo is like a little bit better, but it's just more and more time off the clock right now. You can see Joe trying to do everything he can, hitting some nice pipes, combining to get this soldier, but Vanny is once again in one of these positions where surely there's no way he gets out alive. Surely not, no.
And they need to win this fight and take it coast to coast instantly, like literally right now. And that's what they're trying to do. Running forwards, Yeo's going to get taken down. Hemp's falling as well. eepily is just trying to do some self-preservation here, get away with his life, but it's not worth anything if you don't play with the team. And in fact, it's 2 scouts versus Rons here on the last point. That's going to be it. Witness Gaming do manage to secure the 6 points from this official, but God, NOOBPANZER made it a close one.
Yeah, absolutely. Massive, massive credit to NOOBPANZER there. There's a couple little situations where maybe they played this a little bit differently. I feel like they really could have come away with this with the big old W there. That's really, really impressive stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I was not expecting these guys to be so close to the top teams. Even after they beat TF2 Easy last week, I was kind of thinking that's more than likely going to be one of those one-off random occurrences, just a completely lucky upset. But I think in both maps tonight, these guys have shown some real potential, and I'd say they are probably favorites to be the 3rd or 2nd seed now.
Yeah, quite possibly. I feel like, obviously, we're only week 3. We got like 4 more weeks to go, but this is going to be a potentially really, really interesting playoff run. Like, get some of these guys against each other in like best of 3s. That's going to be like, yeah, like best of 3s where they can pick the maps as well. That's going to be really, really good stuff.
Yeah, like these guys, they banned Viaduct. They've looked more than capable on the 5CP maps against the top teams. And we're going to be seeing this roster at LAN most likely. Ooh, it's tasty stuff.
Just having a little look at some of the old stats right now, as and love to see. Really, really love to see the whole like there's a fairly significant damage disparity, but the kills, like there's one difference. Even with like the difference of Ubers, yeah, I don't know, that shows a really close game, but like a really kind of interesting close one. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just a game of certain people popping off at certain moments. Like, there was Rons making so many plays onto Moolah at the end. We were singing the praises of Moolah for being so survivable in that map 1, but really, there were so many times where he was getting caught. The same for Vanny as well, as you mentioned, coming into mid. That this was just a really chaotic back and forth game with both these meds being picked off time after time. Obviously, shout out to Thomas with the Pocket Scout stats, as you so often see him with. Ixie as well, picking up some pretty nice ratios there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just loving how if you sort by kills, you have like TF2 as it's meant to be. It's just like you've got all 4 of the scouts, and then you have the soldiers, and then I guess there's like a demo involved. It is. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed that game, and it really does get you thinking about later on in the season, because obviously, if realistically speaking, if you're a team which considers yourself top 4 in Prem, like every week matters to you, obviously for the sake of practice and for the sake of making it into playoffs. But if you really believe you're going to make playoffs, it's also a case that like what you're thinking about is, okay, so when I play this team the next time, what are we going to do differently? What are we going to be thinking about? What maps are going to be our focus? That kind of stuff. And I feel like with a little bit of time to work on things, maybe Counter-Strike a little bit, yeah, NOOBPANZER has that kind of, like, I don't even want to do them a disservice and call it necessarily upset potential, because they're just good.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely been performing better than what we were expecting, and if we do see them with, as you said, that those changes that they can figure out against the top teams towards the end of the season, obviously, you say that it might not be underdog, but the top 2 teams are going to be treating them as underdogs, and when you have that underdog mentality, like Witness and TF2 Easy, they're going to be focusing on each other's game. They're not going to be thinking about NOOBPANZER, perhaps, whereas NOOBPANZER will have the opportunity to look at as many things about Witness and TF2 Easy's game as they can. They will be obviously able to ban out Koth, which they seem a little weaker on, and it could be very exciting come playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. So fantastic stuff. Really enjoyable game, even if we had a little bit of shenanigans on Viaduct, and maybe not what you would necessarily expect. But yeah, I mean, unless there's anything too much you want to run through, Bum, I think it may be time to wrap this all up for the night.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. I'll give a shout out to all the viewers. Shout out to JMax as well for being on production. What about you, eepily? You got anyone to sing praises of?
I don't know, the concept of joy. Also, if you want to play, if you want to watch some more TF2, TFTV's got some more hot action. I believe we have 2 games being casted on Thursday, which will be the next Premiership games we will be watching. So keep an eye on that. And obviously, I mean, there's this website called teamfortress.tv. Like in your browser, you can go there. There will be match pages of the games you can watch there as well. So it's really handy. Don't look at the forums.
On Thursday, there's an interesting one, actually. League of Shadows versus Top 5 Rocket could well be the battle for a 3rd or 4th slot. So keep your eyes on that one, definitely.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I guess until next time, we'll just catch you later.